Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode. Welcome back to another stream. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe button. Well, it's finally happened. Recreational sales have actually happened, or as they're calling it, non-medical cannabis sales. And the reason they want to call it that is because their official rules that are going to be published for recreational sales haven't yet been done. So there is more to come. So everything that people are seeing right now isn't the final picture. Those products that are available right now are the same products that are available to medical customers. So right now, people who are just regular people over 21 from anywhere in the United States of America could come to 98 different dispensaries in Ohio and be able to purchase recreational cannabis, non-medical cannabis. So, uh, you know, hold on, that was the wrong slide. My bad. Oh, actually, so yeah, this. So right now, I had some bullet points that I wanted to put out here. Give me just a second. I want to bring them up. Uh, so yeah, we've got over 98 dispensaries. If you compare that to the rollout that we had before, um, it, it's quite different. I mean, 145 dispensaries have been awarded certificates of operation to sell non-medical cannabis. 98 of those are actually open to selling non-medical cannabis now. Uh, so, you know, this is something that is going to continue to grow. Um, Recreational consumers can only get 1 ounce per day right now to help alleviate any supply shortages, which they're already happening on certain products. Prices are higher. Wait times vary by location. Some items have limited availability, like even Mastermind Cannabis products have limited availability. Possession limit for recreational cannabis for Ohio and Michigan is 2.5 ounces of flower and 15 grams of concentrate. As an Ohio MMJ patient, it's 8.5 ounces every 45 days, which we're expecting that to change to possibly 10 ounces every 30 or 45 days. That's what we're hearing. The issue 2 law that we're all going by right now could still be changed after the November election. Not all shops have raised their prices. Um, what I want to try to do is help educate people. So I'm hosting another expo in Canton on November 1st and November 2nd at the DoubleTree Hilton DoubleTree in downtown Canton. Uh, what's this expo about? Vendors, exhibitors, expert panels, guest speakers, and workshops. So I have a whole program outlined. You can visit my website, ohiocannabisexpo.com, for additional information. If you're interested in being an exhibitor, a vendor, a panelist, a guest speaker, or doing a workshop, you can certainly start signing up for some of those things on our site now. We're still updating things, but tickets are on sale right now on ohiocannabisexpo.com. They will also soon be available on ohiocannabislive.com. So that was something I wanted to do last time, and I wasn't able to do it. So we will be able to do it. If you're new to my content, please go ahead and do me a favor, hit the like, subscribe button right now. If you didn't get one of these official Ohio Cannabis Expo Canton shirts, they are still available for a limited time on the Ohio Cannabis Live store. So get them now while they're still there, because we're gonna probably have a new shirt and it'll be a little bit different. And you know, you might just want that one. You might want this one. So it's up to you. One thing that we got to do here is we got to keep sharing this information with people because a lot of people aren't sure about what's right. So I'm going to go over some more information for you that you should know. Home grow is legal in Ohio for adults over 21, up to 12 plants with 2 adults in the household. If you're living alone, you should only be growing up to 6 plants. The possession limit, as I said before, for recreational cannabis is 2.5 ounces. So if you go to Michigan and buy stuff to Michigan, that doesn't change the possession limit. It's still 2.5 ounces. So it's important for you to know that. I know a lot of people claim they've come back with a lot more or bought a lot more or did this or did that. But just remember, if you get pulled over and you've got more than 2.5 ounces of plant material on you or more than 15 grams of concentrate on you, you're subject to have a problem unless you're a medical patient. And in that sense, you'll be able to have more product on you than the person who is just a recreational consumer. You know, right now, I think the biggest thing for people to understand is that, um, you know, Ohio just started sales. They have a lot to learn about recreational cannabis. They're still learning. They're still rookies in this. Michigan has been recreational since 2018, and they've been medical for even longer now. I want to say like 2007. Somebody correct me on that. Maybe 2008. So they've been running their program for years. The other thing about Michigan is a lot of their stuff they have a lot of surplus because a lot of the mom and pops there were bought out by big multi-state operators, and there's just a ton of product up there. Some of it is old as I don't know what. So there's going to always be this cheaper Michigan thing for now because guess what? They ain't got nothing to do with that stuff up there. They want you to come buy it because they can't get people in Michigan to buy it. So they're looking for you to come up there and help keep their roads built, and help keep their kids in school, and help pay their bills. As soon as Ohio wakes up, stop realizing that we were rebuilding another state and start building our state. Oh, I'm tired. Aren't you tired of riding on bumpy roads? Aren't you tired of paying high gas prices? The reason the gas price is so high is because the governor agreed to a tax increase on gas to pay for road repairs that they should have been made a long time ago. And they still ain't done fixing the road. If you haven't noticed, the roads are still very, 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 very bumpy. And people are still blowing tires out and falling in potholes because Ohio is not getting the roads fixed fast enough. Think about it like this. If we leave the law the way it is, some of the money from the tax revenue will go to actually fixing Ohio and improving our social equity, improving our schools and things of that nature, improving our communities, building tourism, building infrastructure. These are things that everybody cares about. Aren't you tired of seeing stores closing in your community? Well, now there's a reason for people to come back to the community. And guess what? It's cannabis. And those folks in Kentucky are breathing a sigh of relief. While we're up here complaining about prices and all that, they're breathing a sigh of relief because now they don't got to drive all the way from Kentucky through Ohio all the way to Michigan and back. They don't have to cross three different state lines to get their cannabis now. They can go right over the line to from Cincinnati and get something in Cincinnati and go right back home. You know how happy they are in Indiana and Kentucky and Virginia, West Virginia, Tennessee, Georgia. You know how much another place for people to go. Think about it like this. Now one person could drive from Ohio to Illinois to Missouri and cannabis be legal all the way there almost. The only place that you're going to drive through where it's not is Indiana. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Trying to get it pushed up to more than what the normal is going to be a lot harder. If they're looking at Michigan for a model and everybody keeps saying Michigan, 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 where do you think they got the 2.5 ounce limit from? They got that from Michigan law, folks. That's where they got it from. And that's like an average limit nationwide. So like getting it to be more than that, we can't even hardly get them to leave the grow count and the THC caps alone. So keep that in mind that they're going to continue to try to do things. Let me just go over this for you. I don't have a slide for it. Let me put you like this. If we don't vote these people out of office in November, what their plan is, And I mean this. They put it in writing and they've tried multiple times. And so far, we've been able to hold them back. They want to reduce the THC cap from what it is right now to 50%. They want to cut the home grow count from 12 plants to 6 plants. They want to ban cannabis sharing. Okay? They want to make home growers register and sign a sworn affidavit that says they will not sell the cannabis that they grow to anyone. Now, many of you listening to my voice know why these things are not okay. Now, what else do they want to do that could be okay? Well, they want to extend and expand qualifying conditions. I'm all right with that. They want to give processors who don't have a cultivation license a cultivation license. I'm okay with that. But what they aren't wanting to address is that as a medical cannabis patient, medical cannabis patients are not permitted to consume cannabis with a joint, burn it, smoke it. However, recreational consumers are permitted to consume it and combust it, burn it, smoke it. This is obviously in direct conflict with each other. And we have to advocate to get this changed. We have to. We cannot just sit back and be complacent with the fact that recreational sales have begun and not continue to advocate for cannabis reform for Ohio. We cannot sit back here and just keep patronizing Michigan and building their roads and fixing their infrastructure and giving these people all this money that could be here in Ohio. Aren't you tired of driving past all these places? Aren't you tired? Aren't you just tired of paying extra money for everything in Ohio? Aren't you tired of making that long trip to Michigan, some of you? Get out of here with that. You got to be tired of it. I'm tired of hearing about it. Oh, I'm making a long trip to Michigan. Why? Because we are not holding lawmakers accountable. We are not demanding that they make these adjustments. It's not hard to see it. But by the time November comes, and mark it down right now, November 1st, November 2nd, we will be having the first ever Ohio Cannabis Awards, where the people of Ohio will finally vote who the best dispensary is, who the best cultivator is, who the best processor is, what's the best gummy, what's the best vape, what's the best this, and what's the best that. Because everybody else in the country and all the other states are already doing that. And I'm not talking about the High Times Cannabis Cup. I'm talking about the Ohio Cannabis Awards. Ohio, we got to stop giving our money to other states. We got to stop it. Because guess what? They're taking what little bit of money that they're getting from Ohio and they are doing what with it? Making us pay more for gas. Trying to ban recreational sales. That's something else we got to talk about. Euclid, Ohio. On the day of recreational sales, Euclid, Ohio, I'm calling you out, decides to ban recreational sales. Why people are in line at the dispensary? They got like this much news. Turn back around the next day, another city, New Albany, they ban it. Yeah, see, your community is either for it or against it. So we complain about prices, but complain about your community being against it. Let's start there. Because the more dispensaries are open, the lower the prices will be. And they're aiming for 300 dispensaries. Go and count how many are open in Michigan right now. Guess what's happening up there? A lot of them are going out of business. I bet you didn't know that, did you? A lot of business in Michigan is dying and will die as people wake up and realize, why the hell am I driving all the way to Michigan to give them the same extra 10%? The sales tax is the same. The gas is higher. You know what they got going on up there we don't have? They got this weird thing up there where you go to buy gas up there. If you use your debit card, it's more than if you pay cash. Bet you didn't know that, did you? You just run up there and come back. Did you know that there are people that are spotters in Michigan that are getting paid to report your license plate number back to State Highway Patrol in Ohio? Bet you didn't know that, did you? Did you know they was tracking how many times you went over the border and came back? They got your license. They can track every trip you make. Even if you stopping in the hood and getting it, they can track your license plate number electronically, automatically with AI. And they can count how many times your car goes across the border. And if it sees a pattern, guess what? Now you're flagged. You make one mistake coming back. One mistake. I know people who got pulled over and caught. Believe it. It does happen. You think you're safe, the law protects you? No, it don't. Don't believe that BS you heard on the news. You get caught with that stuff, you can get in trouble. And it depends on where you are. You might be in one county and they could care less. You could be in another county where they're waiting on you to come across. So we got to get ourselves in touch with reality here, because now we have an opportunity to build our program better than Michigan's. We have an opportunity to come out with stuff that is better than them. And like I said it when I testified, we got to stop losing to Michigan. That's on cannabis. That's on football. That's on making money. That's on everything. And if y'all really represent, y'all claim y'all from Ohio, then I want to hear it in the chat. Go Bucks. Because guess what? I went to school in Michigan. I lived in Michigan long before all this happened. So I don't need no education about what's going on in Michigan. Let me just keep that all the way 100 with you. I don't need you to tell me what prices are like in Michigan. I got people that go there all the time. And I hear these reports all the time. The same thing. Cheap old weed. Watered down vape carts that burn your throats. Have at it. But what I'm not going to do here on my platform is keep on helping people want to go there and waste their money in some other state and help keep letting my state fall apart. Roads falling apart, buildings falling apart, schools falling apart, healthcare system about to crash. And nobody is speaking up about that. All we could do is spend time talking about how great Michigan is. Well, you might as well get in your car and pack and move there now. Because that's what you sound like when you spend all your time promoting Michigan. Michigan's great. Michigan's prices are cheap. Michigan. I mean, I don't understand it. Why you live here then? Mastermind is tired of it. I hear it every single day. But if you don't complain to the right people, and it ain't me, it's your local leaders, it's your state representatives, it's your senators, it's your mayor that you need to have a conversation with about how they feel about this medicine, about this cannabis, about this knowledge. Because guess what? The government is offering you what right now? A headache, a long drive north, and a high blood pressure. Worrying to death if you get pulled over coming back from there. What's going to happen to you and your family? Some of these people, what's more important? Your family are going to save money in Michigan. You tell me. We can grow our own, but guess what? I grow my own. And it ain't easy. It ain't cheap. And it is extremely stressful. If you really seriously got your heart in it, it takes a lot out of you. It's backbreaking, it's time consuming, and more importantly, it costs money. Now, the benefit is great. It's great. And so, if you can grow your own, go for it. Do it. Try it. But if you're one of those people who are terminally ill, handicapped, disabled, low income, living in an apartment, I'm talking to you right now. I'm talking to you. You got to speak out because you have no rights. You can grow, yes. You can buy now, yes. But everything else is still on the table. Employment, housing, child custody care, advertising. Half people don't even know where the dispensaries are because the state won't let you advertise it. Instagram will only, everybody ain't on Instagram, is they? Everybody ain't on Facebook and social media. Everybody ain't even on here. So there's another problem. You go to Michigan, they got big billboards. Welcome home. Welcome back. Do you want to do a ooze? Do you want to do a dab? They got all this shit up there advertising. We can't even put up a sign at the end of the street. We can't even barely put a sign on the building. They won't even let you put a light behind the words. For a long time, you couldn't even put the word cannabis on the building. We have one company, Ohio Cannabis Company. Can you figure that one out? The rest of them, they don't even have the word cannabis in their name. We got medical cannabis, Main Street medical cannabis. Okay, but I'm just saying, locals cannabis, we're getting better. But look, out of 145 dispensaries, how many of them even use the word cannabis? And it's not because they don't want to. It's because of all the red tape that they got to go through. But yet you go to Michigan and find the Green Mile, the Green Buddha, and Herbal Wellness and everything else you could think of, the 420 Depot, the Dank Depot, Mr. Chronic, whatever they're called up there. They change the name so much. And I'm going to tell you, I've been to Michigan and drove down that 8 Mile road and went to every dispensary on that road from east to west and everything around it. And I've been doing this for years, trying to figure out how can we get ourselves together because their market isn't doing as hot as it seems. I know you think it looks great from your perspective as a consumer, but from a business standpoint, they want to come here bad. They want to come here bad. They want to bring all that stuff they got going on up there here. And guess what? We don't really want to be like Michigan. We want to be like Ohio. We want to be better than them. We don't want to be like them. We want to be better than them. If their limit is 2.5, ours should be 3.5. If their THC cap is not 100, ours should be 110. We should be just doing stuff in law to spite them. Like, yeah, your edible limit is this, ours is double that. How about that? They should literally be sitting in there writing laws to make ours competitively better than theirs. But they're not. Because we, as a cannabis community in Ohio, are too busy complaining about the prices and not complaining about the policy. We have to address this head on. And I know I haven't been answering comments, but I'm just keeping it real with you. I have to send this message very clearly to you. Things are going to be flux for the next 3 months. I mean, or longer. And yes, prices are going to be everywhere and crazy. I don't need to tell me nothing. I know. I have a hard time going to the dispensary myself because the prices are just so crazy. I can't even get layer cake anymore. They made layer cake unaffordable for me. I can't get layer cake no more. The price they're asking for is insane. Why is it insane, Grow Ohio? It's insane because that was the price it was years ago. So, you know, I can't afford it. I don't have money. I'm in my kitchen, yo. Do I look like a multi-millionaire to you? You and I are saying we don't have no money to just be just giving it away on some weed that might not be that good, that I can't even see because half the time it's in a mystery bag. You could at least make it like this bag of chips. Yeah, YouTube, don't flag me. It's only corn chips, not weed bag. But I'm just saying, you make the bag look so ugly and boring, and I can't get in and see what's going on with it. So I don't know what's in the bag. To open it, whoa, hocus pocus, more smalls. You know, and then I go all, you go up north and you get something, and you don't want to tell your friends you went up there and got bamboozled. They're gonna laugh at you. Went all the way up there and got bamboozled because Michigan will take your money and run. You hear me? They will sell you some BS weed, make it look great, smell great, get home and throw joint after joint after joint and joint, throat burning. Can't figure out why you ain't feeling nothing yet. Not to say that they don't have good growers there, because they do. They have some. Not to say they don't have good products there. They do. They have some. I know this. I'm not just sitting there jabbering about something I don't know about. I've been there. See, so I can tell you, and I've been there. Why? Because I put it on my channel, and I'm not. How many people do you know who went into the dispensary and bought weed on camera and then posted it on YouTube in Michigan? I did the video on the cookie store. So I'm just saying, I'm speaking to y'all from knowledge and experience. I'm not speaking from you to try to be funny, but I'm just saying I have watched a lot of these things transpire, and at the end of the day, I'm gonna go back to this screen here and just remind you again. Look at this: 2.5 ounce carry limit, 2.5 ounce purchase limit. It's the same in Michigan and Ohio. Now, people coming back, hey man, my guy came back with a barrel of weed, but he sure did. You know why? Because he went to a home grower and home growers got so much surplus. Huh. Because see, what people don't remember, and they don't understand, is that hi miracle, is that home growers used to supply the dispensaries. Okay? Now I want you to say hi to everybody. See, say hi. Say hi to everybody. And so, see, here's our first appearance. Come here, say hi. No, come here. Say hi to them. Don't bump your head. Sit down. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Hi, everybody. Miracle's live on TV, dog. You can know she's a superstar already. And make sure you follow Miracle Riley on TikTok. Miracle Riley the Husky. She's on YouTube as well. Miracle Riley. She needs some subscribers. Uh-oh, she's stretching out. She's getting ready to get me. Ah, you see what I'm saying? You see what I gotta deal with? Y'all see it firsthand. While I'm streaming live, y'all don't know I be getting. See, look at the look on their eyes. Look at that. Husky. For y'all who don't know the story about Miracle, Miracle is a Siberian Husky that just showed up to my house one day. No one knows where she came from. I asked her, does she want to stay here? And she put her paw in me. And that was it. She's been here ever since. Nobody ever claimed her. And so I knew at that point it had to be a miracle, right? It just had to be a miracle. I mean, what else would you call that when a beautiful animal like that shows up to your house? What would you call it? You gotta go out? You need to go out? You gotta go out? Or you just need me to get off the stream? You see, now you get to see what my world's like. So make sure you like and subscribe. See, duty calls. You gonna tell it? Look, hey, see, look, they can see you. See, they see you. They see you bite me. All right, y'all. I gotta let my dog out. Come on. Well, while I'm letting my dog out, you can still hear me talking because I'm on a wireless mic. So make sure you're sharing this video with your friends. We didn't talk about it yet, but I would love to know what you're medicating on. I would like to know what you're having for dinner. We do this every Friday. I also want to let you know that the Zoom meetings are coming back. And we're going to do that once a month. And I'm just trying to figure out what day we're going to do it. So the Zoom meetings are coming back. So if you haven't had it Zoom installed, go ahead and reinstall it because we're going to be back on the Zoom. And if you're interested in volunteering for the Ohio Cannabis Expo, please email me at info@ohiocannabislive.com. I'll put that up on the screen for you. Make sure you visit my website, ohiocannabislive.com. Um, I do want to update y'all a little bit about what's going on with me physically, because I like to share things with my community, let everybody know. Um, I have been trying to get to these doctors to get answers about my pancreas situation. Right now, I'm seeking a second opinion about my pancreas. They're basically just telling me that, I'm going to need to keep getting inpatient treatment in the hospital for the rest of my life. I don't know if I'm really ready to accept that. But that's what they're saying, and I don't like that. So I, I got to get a second opinion to see uh, what my options are if there's anything else. And I just want to remind everybody before we wrap up today's show, the tickets are on sale for the Ohio Cannabis Expo Ken, November 1st to November 2nd. And we will be providing more details about the Ohio Cannabis Awards. I also want to thank my sponsors who have been helping me out with my Grow Horticulture Lighting Group. Thank you again for being a sponsor. They're also a sponsor of the Ohio Cannabis Expo. So just so you know, you can visit hlg.com and you can use code OCLGROW and save 20% off of any of their products on their site. Thanks again, HLG Horticulture Lighting Group, for being a sponsor of the channel and a sponsor of the Ohio Cannabis Expo. So, again, before we wrap today's show, I want to make sure I go over these important things that you need to know. You need to know that right now, if you go to a dispensary as a recreational customer, you will only be able to purchase 1 ounce per day. Now, what's that mean? That means if you buy one every day, you can buy 5 ounces. You buy 1 ounce a day, you buy 7 ounces. Now, because I want you to know what I know. Okay. So prices, people, you want to buy an ounce, okay? You're going to pay anywhere from $180 to $400 for that ounce. What you want to look for is things that don't say smalls. Okay. If it says smalls, what you're getting is just what it says. Very small buds, very popcorn buds. Let's talk about the 2.8s for a second. So a lot of people don't like the 2.8 thing. I know people aren't a fan, but just so you know, 10 of those equals an ounce. So that means you can buy 10 different strains in one day, 10 different jars, 2.8s, and that's still 1 ounce. So if you want to go in there and you just want to mix it up and get 10 different things, then you can do that because that's still an ounce. You can mix and match. Let's talk about quarters. We get this conversation all the time, and now I want to finally address it head on. Quarters, okay? So originally, Ohio did not start out with quarters. What we started out with was even better. We started out with 8 gram jars. So instead of having a 7 gram jar, we were doing 8. People were getting mad. Why am I not getting 7 gram? I'm like, but you're getting an extra gram, my man, my girl. Why do you not want the extra weed? I don't understand. Let's talk about apes. Why aren't they doing 3.5s? Well, I can tell you because that's recreational stuff, and our program is medical. Right now, you're buying products that were packaged for medical patients. Medical, we're selling 566. Yes, it's weird number. It's weird, but guess what? You're paying the price that you would pay for an eighth for a 566. So, example being, if you go to the dispensary in Michigan or somewhere, you buy some good weed. I don't mean cheap weed. Good weed. You might pay $35, $45 an eighth before taxes. By the time you check out, you're spending $50, and you've got 3.5 grams. Here, you're gonna spend $45 to $60, maybe 70, if you find the right place for 5 grams. Now, we also have people that are overcharging for these same items, and that's a problem that we had to deal with. But you can still find these deals. Now, What I'll be launching here very soon to help everybody out with all this is a new website called ohiocannabisdeals.com. What we do at ohiocannabisdeals.com is provide you with all the deals we can find on all the best prices on everything. I also will have another site that is already online because you want to figure out where these places are and not have to search the whole internet. ohiocannabisdispensaries.com is another website that I also own. And it is not all the way up to date, and all 98 dispensaries are not on there. And if you're a dispensary, you will have to pay to be on that site. This this is what it is. And so we will, try to keep y'all access to this information. It will not be on social media in a way that you like because of all the social media restrictions. I'm only talking to you right now about this stuff because you need to know these things. You need to know this because if I don't tell you, you won't know. Let's talk about vape cartridges, for example. The law says you can have 15 grams of concentrate. Vape cartridges are made from cannabis concentrate. Okay, 15 grams of vapes, 15 grams of dabs. What are dabs? Dabs is concentrate in them little jars. People are doing in the glass bong with the fire and the torch or the eating out. That's a dab. Okay, edibles. Pay close attention. Ohio edibles typically are sold in 110 milligram packs. That's very standard. It's similar to what they do in Michigan. Prices on those. Well, I know there's a spectrum on this. You might see them anywhere from $8, $9, $10 all the way up to $50, $60. Now there's all kind of edibles out there in our program that you don't even know exist. There's sugar now. There's barbecue sauce. There's powder that can just be added to any drink. There's all this stuff you're doing at home with the butter and mixing up your own butter and baking it and decarbing. You don't have to do none of that no more. That's over if you want it to be. You can just go to store. I mean, you go to the dispensary and buy this stuff and make your own stuff at home. So you're still making your own edibles, but you no longer have to waste your time trying to figure out. I mean, the temperature to decarbonize it, and this stuff's very easy to do at home. I've made homemade stuff before, so I don't need to be educated about how to make homemade edibles. I know exactly how it works. I'm not against it, but what I'm saying is that I am for making things easier and easier to figure out how much THC is in something. And this is why I'm telling you about this. So you could buy these products. They're not that expensive. And you can make your own edibles, cookies, whatever you want. And you'll know how much THC is in that edible. For sure. Lab tested. So instead of guessing it, eyeballing it, thinking you know it, thinking you could smoke it and figure it out, know it scientifically that I made this edible and it's 50 milligrams THC because this pack was 110 and I split it in half. It's 55 and 55 milligrams. Or we have stuff that's 600 milligrams. Or just buy 510 pack sugar packs or something. And you can add them together and make however strong an edible you think you need. Let's talk about RSO. There is multiple ways to make RSO. Most people know the traditional way with fentanyl. That's the original Rick Simpson method. Ohio has a little bit different situation. We have that method, but we also have the other method, which allows it to be vaporized. This means that you could take some of the RSOs that are made in our program and you could actually do a dab with them. You could actually put it on your plant material because traditional RSO isn't vapable, smokable. It's very nasty if you do that. You will certainly make a nasty mess. But our RSOs, some of them can be added to your dabs and they're full spectrum, meaning that they were extracted from the plant in a way, usually CO2 most of the time. And this is more what they call FICO. It's just extracted a little bit different, but it does allow you to be able to vaporize it. And it works the same way. You can eat it, you can vaporize it, it's fine. We also have these already activated powders, sugars, and things, and subbilingual additives. These things mean as soon as they hit your bloodstream, your saliva, you're already feeling whoa, hey. So regular edibles made with distillate, okay? Distillate is the base of THC oil. It has no strain characteristics, just distillate. This is pure THC oil. So that's what they inject into gummies. When you make homemade edibles, you are not making distillate. You are making some form of butter or some other type of oil, but it's not distillate. Distillate is made either through butane or CO2 extraction processing. Can you do this yourself? Absolutely. It's very risky stuff to do. I know people that do it, but you can also make natural bubble hash and rosin and things of that nature. You can do that stuff yourself as well. The only difference between what's going on, what you're doing, and what they're doing is doing this in a lab controlled process. It's being lab tested and inspected for foreign metals, pesticides, mold, bacteria, and those type of things. Things you won't be able to see when you're eyeballing it with your butter. And I know people who are true OG edible makers and homemade edible eaters. You all have had that gummy, that brownie, that cookie, or whatever. It was too strong. And you had to go, it's going to be a long time before I make another one of those batches again. And if you're a true OG in the edible game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because, see, I done it. I know what it's like, and it's not fun. Buying products based on THC. Don't do it. Do not do it. You go, why not? Why not? The reason you don't do this is because THC isn't what makes the product great. It's its strain, it's its history, it's its lineage. What is it known for effect wise? Doesn't matter what the THC level is on it. That's a sales tactic. Doesn't matter whether it's indica or sativa or hybrid. It matters what the strain is and what is its reputation in the cannabis community as a whole, nationwide, worldwide. Where did it come from? Where is its origin from? That's what you need to be looking into. Don't buy runts because everybody told you to buy runts. Don't buy gelato because everybody told you to buy gelato. Don't buy layer cake because I told you it was so great. Research why I like layer cake first. Then you'll understand why I like it so much. Research runts. Research gelato or wedding cake or white willow or white runts. Who makes it? Where did it come from? Who's the breeder? What's their reputation of their stuff? Do not just blindly waste your money on products based on whatever the little description says in the menu. Do your research first. Visit Leafly, for example. Look to see if the strain is on Leafly. Look elsewhere to see what else you can find out about these strains first. Products like gummies and cookies and do have a lot of partnerships and white labels, and some of these products are nationally made. I'll give you an example of one of gummies. One of gummies has been around for a long time. One of gummies is sold up north in Michigan as well, much cheaper there than they are here. Why? Because they've had a relationship there for years. But one of gummies doesn't make gummies, okay? One of gummies is just a label. They sell the recipe to companies like Buckeye Relief, a licensed processor and cultivator in Ohio, and they slap their one of gummy sticker on it, and it's a consistency thing. So it's kind of like a McDonald's franchise. Think of it as that way. Same thing with Smokies and other things you've probably heard of. Camino. These are all labels made by an existing company in Ohio. Okay. Let's talk about some of these companies real quick before I go. Not in a negative way, but just so you understand how this structure works. What we have in Ohio is two types of dispensaries. We have two types here. Corporate, that's your dispensary that is owned by another company that operates all over the country. That's a corporate dispensary. Expect things to be one way there. And then we have our locally owned mom and pops, which Michigan lost a lot of those, but we still have ours. So when you look at it, when you go to a dispensary, you will feel the difference between the mom and pop and the corporate. You'll notice the difference in the prices. Product availability will be different as well. Another thing I want to talk about too, and I guess this is really another this is just how some of these businesses are. Dispensaries are set up in one of two ways. Dispensary A, who is just a dispensary, they have nothing else. They don't have no grow, they don't have no processing license. They're just a dispensary. And then you have what we call a vertically integrated dispensary. Vertically meaning they're stacked up. That means that they have the dispensary, they have the grow, and then the processor. They don't even need, they're like McDonald's. McDonald's supplies their own stuff. They don't need outside companies. They can operate sustainably by themselves. However, these dispensaries, many of them vertically integrated, for many years have sold products from other vertically integrated dispensary chains or cultivators or processors. So you will hear companies' names thrown out there and notice that they grow it, process it, and they sell it. And you will find that if you're at their dispensary, their products at their dispensary are going to be cheaper. So if you go to dispensary A and you buy a product that's from dispensary B, who also makes it, and you start finding out you like this product, it may be an interest to go visit dispensary B who actually makes the product to see if they actually have a better batch, a cheaper batch, or some kind of deal that's specific to their product. You will see where uh, these products are available in your dispensary now, and all of a sudden they're gone, and they don't come back. Well, that's because some of these companies have already don't think they're going to be able to supply enough product to the outside dispensaries and then supply their own dispensary. So, right now, the best thing you could do before going and buying something at the dispensary is to check the menus. Shop at night after the dispensary is closed. Make your order online for the next day. It is the most best advice I can give you is to order the night before. Spend time doing research. Do not go to the dispensary without searching the internet and the menu first. You will be wasting your time, your money, and you will be talking to somebody who will try their best to guide you, but also be on a time restraint of how long they can spend going back and forth with you trying to figure out what you want. You cannot see most of the products in their packaging. Some of them you can, some of them you cannot. So it's important that if you want to see it, buy products that have packaging that has visibility. Some dispensaries actually do have smell jars where you can sniff it, but that's very far and few right now, and that's because of what happened with the pandemic. Germs, people are just weird. People are just worried about that. So there are displays. There are places where you can see the product. There are packages that have windows. There are things that are in jars, containers where you can see it. But in order to make the product cheap, expect that product to come in a bag that often you can't see in. And kudos to all my cultivators in Ohio with transparent packaging. But the other reason why, and people will probably didn't figure this out, but the other reason why the packaging isn't transparent, and you should know this if you grow, is that extra light, unneeded light going into the weed lowers the THC, degrades THC. So when you have cannabis, and maybe you don't know this, your cannabis should be stored in a dark place at all times. Don't leave your cannabis laying out on your table at night. Don't leave it laying out. Keep it stored in a dark, dry place, in a cool place. Because if you don't, you're degrading it. The longer it sits there, it's like leaving old food out to go spoil. You want to keep your cannabis in a good container, smell proof container, with a Bodiva or humidity moisture control pack with it. That's just where it is. So, if you want to sample something, I encourage you to purchase a 2.8 first. Try it that way. And always look for the deals. There's something going on every single day. But if you don't take the time to go on the internet and look at it, you will go there and get robbed. Just like you do in Michigan when you go there and you don't look at the menu, you just go there. Give me the cheapest ounce you got. Give me the highest THC you got. You're getting robbed. And they're like, another one of those girls. Here we go. And they've just taken your money. You get home and be like, this weed sucks. So, again, making good points here. Do your research. Check online, order online night before. If the dispensary has a drive-through, you will have to purchase inside first before you'll be able to utilize that drive-through. With curbside pickup, that is not the case. You should be able to utilize that if they're offering it to recreational customers. But we do have dispensaries with drive-throughs. And something else that is being worked on in the process is delivery. No one's talking about it, but it is in the law for us to have delivery of cannabis. So it will happen eventually. And just for those who are wondering about how you can start a delivery business, well, I'm gonna just break you the bad news. In order for you to be able to deliver cannabis, it has to be delivered through the dispensary themselves. So all those folks who are inspiring to launch a third-party delivery business, right now that's not in the law. So starting your own bud delivery or whatever you're thinking about calling it, it's probably not going to be viable right now unless the state allows the delivery to be handled by third party contractors. And right now, they're not. In the law, it says that it has to be handled directly by dispensary employees and staff, which is an extra burden that they would have to take on as a dispensary. So it's going to be a minute before that rolls out, but just know it's in the law. The law provides for us to have delivery of cannabis, and I'm excited for that. That's good information to know, right? But for those who want to start their own delivery service, hold on. So I see people, same thing with equity. There's people saying that they're doing equity stuff. If you've got information, hey, share it. But right now, they have not released the full details of the social equity licenses. All we know, what's in the law, is that there are 50 dispensary licenses for social equity and there are 40 cultivation licenses for social equity. We also know that 36% of the recreational sales tax revenue is supposed to be put aside for social equity programs. So we do know that. So, you know, we've got some information, but we still need more details, and we're still trying to figure out what those details are going to be. Before I wrap this up, I just want to thank all of y'all for watching my stream. Those who have donated, I appreciate you. I got one more thing I want to tell y'all about, and I'm going to have to walk away for a second because I thought I had it right here with me, and I don't. So hang on while you're hanging on. If you didn't already, make sure you put in the comments what you're having for dinner and what you're medicating on if you are medicating. And so I want to give a shout out to bewellseeds.com. So there will be a drawing. And I thought I would have it together today. And I'm sorry, y'all, I didn't get it. Didn't get it together. But in order for you to win some of these seeds, you have to be a member of the channel. Membership starts at $1.99. So starting today, if you are an active member, you will be in the drawing for a pack of seeds and a free medical cannabis recommendation provided through leafwell.com, another one of my good partners. If you didn't know, you can get your card renewed through ohiocannabislive.com and save money. It's only $89 if you visit through my website. It's all you have to do is click on a little picture of a medical card and get your card renewed or get your card. Why do you want your card? Because you get to buy more, you get to carry more, save money. No brainer. So, again, shout out to Be Well Genetics, bewellseeds.com for sending us these seeds. And I'm looking forward to giving somebody some genetics who wants some free seeds. So make sure that you start joining up to the membership because I'm going to get more stuff to give away. And You're gonna miss it. Thanks again, everybody, for being here. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe button. As soon as I get the drawing ready, and get the names loaded in there, we'll spin the wheel and see who actually wins a bag of seeds. I don't know how many are in here, but before I go, I'll read some of it. Oh, 10 seeds. Um, these are all less than 0.30 THC, totally legal, clearly marked. And this is produced using organic cultivation practices. And I'll go over some of these strains here. Um, this one says Pakistani Citral Kush times Nepal Indica times Hindu Kush. So we've got several of those. They might all be the same. No, this one says Einstein. So this one's Einstein Kush and Plowman's Kush. And then this is F2 Himavat. I don't know what Himavat means, but that's what it says. And they'll have to explain that to me. But we'll make sure that somebody wins something. And we're gonna be doing the drawing every week for something. We just gotta stay consistent, and it's a lot to do to run all this stuff. So again, make sure you get your membership active. The membership must be active at the time of the drawing for you to win something. And we've got these seeds, but there'll be other things that I'll do. But I couldn't wait all week. I've been waiting. I was like, I meant to have a bag right here next to me so I could show y'all the seed bag. So yes, we got those in there. And again, I thank all of y'all for being with the channel. We are over 600,000 views, on our way to 1,000,000 views, 4,200 subscribers, on our way to 5,000 subscribers. And we still need to keep breaking the streaming record because the more we're on here providing this information, the better it will be. Thank you for anybody that donated today, did these super chats if I missed it. Thank you to the moderators who are on here. I appreciate all of y'all being on here. Yeah, I did say a free med card. Yeah, I did say that. Yes, I did say that. Yeah, so yeah, we're working on that too. Yes, we're working on. Yeah, Jerry said it right there. But you let the cat out the bag, Jerry. You wasn't supposed to tell him about that till next week, man. Dang, Jerry. That's see, I'm not even gonna say it out loud. Read the comments to see what Jerry said. All right, so thank you again for being here. As always, keep supporting, keep sharing the video. Smash the like, subscribe button. If you need to contact me, my email is below. Also visit our website, ohiocannabislive.com. We will see you on the next stream.